Hello and welcome. This is Tea Time, where we either bring you the biggest entertainment stories or in-depth interviews with interesting people in the world of showbiz. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, and I'm here with a tremendous crew, Elsie Godwin and Ife Oshunkeye. Hi, guys.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, so is it me, or do you guys not feel like the weekend is never enough?
Well, sometimes.
Was the weekend enough for you?
I worked all through the weekend, so
It was
I
enough.
didn't feel a weekend. Maybe you had a weekend,
It was
but
enough.
I didn't have
Was
a
the
weekend.
weekend enough for you?
I
or
didn't
not
have a
enough?
weekend. That's what I'm saying.
It's a simple question, yes or no. Did you have?
I
was
did
it
not
enough for you?
have a weekend. Doesn't that speak volumes?
All right then. On to the main stories of today. Did you find anything new? Anything exciting? No, nothing new.
Yeah, apart from
yes.
what you just told me about Balotelli scoring a goal and going live on Instagram, and the fact that Davido also had to pay £55,000 just for extra time, for extra minutes on his show. But I think we need to go on a break real quick, and then we'll be right back.
All right. We'll go on a quick break, as Ife says, and then we'll be back in a moment. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got two of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I probably haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. Now, before we delve into our main stories, there's another story that I quickly want to bring into the fore, because I think, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the biggest story from this weekend. And it's regarding, and I don't know how true this story is, but I think it's regarding Mona Lisa Chinda and her tax situation. So we don't really know much if it's alleged or not alleged, but we'll bring you more details when we know more. But let's bring you the main stories today. Okay, so we need to bring you up to date on the latest stories making the rounds this morning, and we're starting with Nadia Buari, who says sex and having a baby for a man won't make him stay. I think we should do this.
You don't need to do that.
Okay,
You just
all right.
probably give us your opinion. But I mean, what she said is absolutely right.
Okay.
I know there are people who probably have been in a relationship for a long time and they feel like, okay, what can I do to make the guy commit or get married to me? And they think, okay, let's just get pregnant, it will work. But it never really works for a man who doesn't want to stay. If, like she listed, she said nothing can actually keep a man except the man that wants to be kept. So he has to make that decision for himself. And I think walking down the aisle or committing to one person is a big decision for most people, not just men, even women. So just allow people to come to it, and if it's not working, it's better you just walk away to, they call it switching up right now. Just switch up to the guy that is ready to commit instead of trying to.
So that's the new term.
I mean, I saw it on the blogs, the comment section. You know, the comment sections is the most interesting part. So
On
you
to the
switch
next.
up on him, on to the next one who is ready to give you what you want.
Yeah, I think that's true. You can't hold a man down with a baby. You can't hold a man down with grades, whatever you think you have or anything you think you're doing right. It's only a man that wants to stay and is ready to be committed that would stay. So ladies trying to hold down men with pregnancy, some of them even go as far as getting pregnant for other men and saying it's your baby.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
But I don't know why we keep saying that, though, because we know from time past that people have actually done this and they have been successful, where they actually hold on.
They were
to.
successful not because.
Does that mean they are happy?
Because it's, I mean, that's one. And secondly, if you say they are successful and happy, it did not happen because of the child. It happened because the man was probably
ready
going
for
to do it at the end of the
No,
day.
that's what I'm saying. That I'm talking about the child, where they actually use the child as, pretext for getting married.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
yeah,
Like
so-
you first said, they are either not happy together or they are happy because the man was going to do it at the end of the day anyway.
Anyway.
So
Not necessarily,
you did
because
not make
some
that
other
decision
men,
for him. He
some
made
other
it
men
himself.
or some other people, do not want to have children outside of wedlock, and they feel they need to commit. So
We're saying the same thing.
not necessarily.
Okay.
Okay, all right. We should move on, I guess.
Except you have something to say. I mean, I don't think you've shared your opinion on this story.
Yeah, you just said not necessarily, but you need to let us
Yes,
see
because
from
I
your
just
standpoint.
feel that, her saying this is not going to... I understand the reason why she said this, because she talked about, her friend and stuff, so I totally understand. But I'm saying that regardless of what we say, regardless of what we teach, regardless of what we advocate, these things happen. I think it's like, it's something that happens in the society. There's no way you can reduce it.
So
or
right now
increase
we're
it.
not
saying
teaching
it
or
doesn't
advocating anything. We're not saying it doesn't happen.
No, because
we're
the
saying when
way-
it happens, like when
Okay, let me
man-
explain
No,
it
because
from
you're
this.
saying
Let me
that you can't hold
explain
a man
it.
down.
Let
I'm
me
saying
let me
yes, you can hold
explain
a
it
man
from
down
this
with pregnancy,
standpoint.
and it has happened where some women have held men down with pregnancy.
Yes, you're holding him down,
just
but are
explain.
they in love?
That's not
Are
the
they-
question. That's not the question. You're saying you can't hold him down. We
You
did talk
can,
about
you're
love.
not even holding him down.
What's your definition of holding a man
What
down?
do you understand by holding a man down?
Okay, all right. You guys should educate me then. Elsie,
No,
you
you are
have
the one who
already.
brought
No,
the-
but you are the one that brought
No,
the
you brought
education
the
thing.
phrase that you said it's
tell me what you
happening,
think
that
about holding
they
down,
hold
because
men down.
even women who use the pregnancy, they get married to the man in the end. But you're saying that it doesn't happen. They do get.
When did I say it doesn't
No,
happen?
because you're saying, okay, now I've given my own version. So you
Okay,
say,
let me reiterate, right? We are saying, or at least let me just say I'm saying it happens, right? At the end of the day, two things will come out of it. It's either he was going to get married to you anyways, and then that helps him make the decision faster, and you get married and you're happy together, or he doesn't have the plan to do that, and then you force him into a marriage whereby the both of you are going to be unhappy for the
parents
rest
are
of
the
your
ones
lives, or the
insisting.
parents are insisting because of what you just said, they don't want a child
Out of
wedlock, right?
What I'm saying is that not
or
just
I
the
mean, it's
parents,
really not even
just
to,
even the
or
parents, even the both
you're
of
not even
them.
going to get the marriage. He's just going to be there to take care of his child, or I think he's getting to 4 right
What
now.
are
Or
you
they are
He's
getting
just
get
going
big
to
dad.
be
like,
living
there are
together,
so many ways
and
it
then
plays
the
out.
guy is just in a life because of his child.
But
Not
Because-
necessarily, because I'm sure that people who even don't even know each other, where they get married by family marriage, and then all of a sudden they fall in love with each other, and these things happen where
So are you saying-
even because of the child that they get into, they say, okay, I will marry you at all costs,
People-
and
see,
then hold
I
on, at
understand
the
what
end of the
you're
day, yes, they still fall in love,
But
and then
sweetheart, so many people are all about
yes.
self-love right now, and they're not going to let
That's what I'm saying. We
anybody
should not use that to
or any
generalize. We
child
shouldn't use that one to generalize.
hinder their own happiness.
If I am
that's what I'm
not
saying.
ready
So
to
if
have
you're
a
not
child,
saying,
and
yes.
a woman comes to me that
There's
she's
one-
pregnant, and then her parents are insisting that we
Not
get
even the
married.
parents, what about-
Okay, if she's insisting we get married, or they feel the need that we need to
And he
get
says
married
no,
because
what
she's
will happen?
pregnant, and I insist that I do not want to get married, I'm not ready for
Exactly,
marriage.
that is fine,
Hold on,
yeah.
and if they go further, and then I finally get married to this woman, and then we're living together, we have a child, does that mean I belong to that woman? Does that mean I am in love with that woman?
Does
Does
that mean he's
that
committed to the
does that
woman?
mean I am committed? Does that mean I am not cheating on that woman? Does that mean that is the relationship I want
And
for
is that
myself?
even holding
Those are the
down?
questions you need to answer before you say a man has been held down.
Yes. No, I'm not in a position to answer those questions, because the things that you're saying, I am talking about specific instances. We cannot generalize.
give a
give a
That's what we're
specific
saying, that, for
instance.
example, a woman gets pregnant, and the husband decides that, okay, because of the pregnancy, let's get married. And they get married, and then let's not generalize
Wait, you
once
said the
again.
husband decides.
Yes.
What was saying
Like,
all
he was going to
along?
do it all along.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't going to do it all along. That's what I'm saying. This is the example I'm giving. That
All right.
he wasn't even planning.
All
It's
right,
just as
you
a
win.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It was just as a result of the pregnancy.
yes,
It's
yes,
like,
We get
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Finally. Just saw some.
He doesn't even understand sarcasm at the end of the day. But let's move
Yeah,
on.
right, whatever. I'm dusting this dust off my shoulder. Anyway, I think we need to go on a break before we take our next story. When we come back, we'll be dishing out another story. It's going to be on Tiwa Savage. Yes, we'll be right back.
we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am.
If you no talk, then go beat you.
Now 2,500 I dey pay.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time. After exactly 42 days after, well, not exactly 42 days, after some time, I think it was last year actually, that Tiwa Savage's one video was taken down over copyright claims. But the latest on that story is that he's actually back on YouTube. Okay, so who wants to go first?
You know, the funny thing about this story is when I saw this headline this morning, it was kind of funny because over the weekend we saw another one saying they've been slammed with 100 million naira lawsuit or something. Okay. And I was wondering what was going on there. Suddenly the video is back on YouTube. So if YouTube have done their findings and they think there is no copyright infringement going on here, so I don't know what Danny Young and his team is all about. And if they hope that they are going to get something out of this, or is this just really publicity stunt? That's another thing that's going through my head because I can't
saw some of the reactions.
I can't see the familiarity, the resemblance, or which grammar am I going to use now to
You know, when we talked about
anything.
it, Elsie, remember when we talked about it, one of the things that was similar with the song is the proverb that Ife kept saying.
And Ife also said the proverb is not exclusive to Danny Young. He did not bring the proverb to life.
Yes, that's the basis why I think it was disregarded, because I think YouTube or the people that did the findings said they didn't find anything similar, and as a result of that, they were dismissing the case and then bringing it back onto YouTube.
No, that was YouTube, yeah. That's YouTube finding, not the courts.
All right, it would be good to hear Ife's take on this.
Well, I think it's not yet over because YouTube only restored the video back because they said they haven't found any evidence yet. So meaning the case is still ongoing. That is, they're still looking for proof. If Danny Young's team come up with a very solid proof that okay, there was a copyright infringement, they probably will still take it down again. So I think we should just watch the space and see what happens.
Seriously,
and
I think he should take a seat, a back seat really, because you can't use a proverb and claim it as your copyright. One, you didn't originate it. This is a Yoruba proverb that was used, you know, so for him to use it, and then I think this is like a step to complete winning for Tiwa Savage. If YouTube have actually restored it back, it means there's every likelihood that, you know, Danny Young is going to lose.
He wasn't even calling it a proverb. He said it's a line from his song, and he called it Oju Titi Won.
Yeah, and that is the proverb.
That's the proverb.
So that's the line. Oju Titi Won is the proverb.
Yes, and then the way they even sang it is different, because like when we talked about it that last time, I think his was more upbeat, much more faster, and then she sang it in a much more slower way. The way they sang the two lines are completely different. So you can't even say that. And then for somebody to use an expression, I don't even know what's the quickest English proverb I can use. If you use that and I use that to sing our own songs, will I come and start, you know, claiming copyright infringement? You can't do that. So I don't know who is advising Danny Young. He needs to really pipe down, because you can't use the Yoruba adage and say you want to sue someone for copyright. Did he actually copyright this particular line? He copyrighted his own song. He didn't copyright this particular. You can't even copyright it because this is a language. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you're from a law or legal side.
Well, you can copyright a line if it's yours, but since it's a Yoruba adage, you can't.
You can't, exactly. So I don't think he has a legal ground to stand on regarding this case. So like I said, I really don't know who his lawyers are, who are advising him, because legally speaking, he has no legal ground to stand on. And I think Tiwa is definitely going to win this case. I don't know if you guys have any.
And of course, Maven's record was named in the lawsuit too. So it's not just Tiwa right now, it's Tiwa
the whole
and
family.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If final thoughts?
Well, I think Mavens, they're still winning. They just want a big contract with a sponsorship foreign label that is giving them a whole lot of money to do a whole lot of things.
To invest, yes.
So they're investing, and so they have a new investor. So in as much as they're being dragged by that, I think that's like the least of their worries
right now. Okay, coming up next, the Jussie Smollett case, as Nigerian brothers apologize for their involvement in the attack. I really don't even know where to start regarding this, because I don't know, you've already done the deed, and then for you to apologize, I don't know, it's like, for me, it's like, you know, crying over spilt milk, because it's already spilt. There's nothing you can do. You can't change the clock backwards. You know.
I don't know where you get your theories from, but they are just weird.
Hold on. So, and then one of the things that I saw about the story is the fact that they didn't even apologize on their own. I think it was done through their lawyer, you know, I think it was Gloria Schmidt, and then, you know, she did the apology for them. That's to tell you that it's not even coming from the heart. So I don't know if you can correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know why you always point to me that I should correct you if you are wrong when you have clearly stated how you feel. So I don't need to correct you if you are wrong, but I'm just going to state.
If Gloria did not say that, did Gloria not state that? Did Gloria state that or not state that?
I'm going straight to the point.
Apology.
Well, they have a representative. This is an ongoing case. These guys are not allowed to speak. If you know about the law, you would know that when a case is ongoing, they can't come to the public and speak for themselves. So first of all, you need to understand the law to say maybe it's not coming from the heart.
An apology.
Hold on,
regardless of the case or not.
Hold on. I'm getting somewhere.
And even
so
if they have an apology, it can be, you know, it can even be personal. It doesn't even have to be public.
Well, he just said they cannot speak in public.
Yeah, right. Okay, if you say so. If I'm listening.
And if their representative is coming to apologize on their behalf, as they should, because this is a case of homophobic and racist attack, and they are real victims of this. It is nothing to laugh about.
It's not a joke.
So it is not a joke. There are people that are actually affected by this thing. And if Jussie Smollett staged his own, it's only right for them. And these guys are Nigerians. Nigerians are already seen in a bad light. So it's okay for them to come. I really admire them for even using their lawyer to come and put out an apology to the general public to let them know that they are sorry for being involved in such a serious crime.
What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, this apology, how in the world is it going to affect or, you know, correct something that was already
At
done?
least it shows you're remorseful. Even, okay, if you commit, hold on, if you go to jail, if you commit a crime and you are sent to jail, are you going to say, how in the world does sending him to jail affect? Is like crying over spilled milk, he has killed the person, he has killed to leave him.
He's been punished.
Do you understand?
No punishment in here. He has not been given a sentence, has he? That's what I'm saying. Hello, you know. Look,
so
when
what
we're
you're
talking
saying
about this,
is if
they should have kept mute.
Okay, not if, since they've agreed that they are part of the staging. You're saying the apology was not necessary.
Not necessary. And then, what, like I said, I still insist. If you want to apologize and if you want to be sincere, it should come from you and from you alone. Even if you can't do it personally, you can do it via social media, like a lot of people actually do on social media, where we apologize, you know, to blah 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 on behalf of.
Case, bro.
This is social media. Whatever you do with your social media,
no, it counts.
I understand. But at the end of the day, it's not sincere. That's all I'm saying, and it's my own analysis. But you're entitled to your own view. Elsie? I think you're thinking about what I said. It's making sense, isn't it? Thank you very much, Elsie. All right. I think it's, Okay, you want to say more?
I think I would just say on a general note, like before you go into something or do something to anyone or a group of people or join a group of people to create any kind of force, you really need to sit down and think about the effect of what you're going to do. Right now, they're coming out to say, oh, we understand what it has done on the minority and the LGBT or the real victims. I mean, when you were going on with this plan, that is us believing them now that it's really a plan, because I still want to sit on the fence on this case, because if Jussie Smollett really staged this, I don't know why he would still be lying at this point. So the fact that they are Nigerian brothers, I'm sorry, they are my brothers in a way, but I still feel like there is something somewhere that we do not know about. You know, so
that is why they haven't been charged
about
yet
it.
For anything.
Yeah. I mean, so I want to be sure of what I'm saying. But whatever, on the general note, whatever you're going to do, please think about
the consequences.
Think about the consequences.
And not come and apologize later. All right, thank you very much, Elsie. If final thoughts?
No.
Okay. All right. Time for another break. When we come back, it'll be time for yet another interesting headline. Don't go anywhere and don't miss it. You're watching Plus TV Africa, and this is Tea Time.
I loved the energy when I came in here. It was so positive. I was like, I can't live here.
My real names are Akbofyokobo, Akborobo Memere.
I think my father is a comedian because most times when he calls me, he's like, yo, make sure you use condom, you know, them girls out there.
So are you telling me I should have shot my shots?
Ife, you are my younger brother. Age is nothing but a number. What? I'm a vampire.
I believe in equal rights for women, and I also believe that a man is the head of the house, so we need to draw our limits somewhere.
It feels so good. Now can I do my jam now?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you.
Welcome back. It's still tea time, and we're swiftly moving on to our next story, which is on Khloe Kardashian, who sings a new song and says Jordyn Woods isn't to be blamed for Tristan Thompson's actions. Okay, because this is not what she said initially. I think initially she was very upset with Jordyn. She was also upset with Tristan as well. So for her to change her tune, you know, is a and I think she did that within in space of less than 24 hours, you know. So I don't know, for her to change her tune, because initially she had said that Jordyn lied and that Jordyn was the one that broke up her whole family, you know, and I don't know, for her to change this tune, maybe it was as a result of Jordyn coming up on the Red Table Talk. And I actually watched the interview, and I have to say I thought Jordyn was absolutely sincere, and I was just getting that feeling that she was telling the truth and nothing but the whole truth.
I watched it too, but I think as much as I feel like she was saying the truth, I also had the feeling of she was trying so hard to make excuses for almost everybody except herself, you know. She talked about the fact that she went to a party and then there was supposed to be an after party. Was it LA she mentioned now? Like, I can't remember now, but the area where they were, like, that's their normal lifestyle. After the party, you probably go to somebody's house. You know, and at the end of the day, she realized that it was Tristan's house. Now, she was sounding, oh, I'm sorry for going to the after party. I'm sorry for, like, even if it was not in Tristan's house, you were still going to go for an after party. It was not a crime to go for an after party, yeah? And she went on with the story and talked about how at the end of the day when she was going to leave the house, he kissed her. And she was shocked. But she was already walking out, so she walked out. So supposedly that is where whoever the rumor monger is saw and pushed it out there to say she was making out with him and blah blah blah. But I'm happy that Khloe came out to say something more reasonable, because what she said initially, I mean, she said that while she was still watching the Red Table Talk. The Red Table Talk hadn't finished when she went on to blast her and say she was lying. And my question was, if you say she's lying, were you there? What do you know? Like, everything you know is what somebody has told you. Either people that are sharing the rumor or your baby daddy or somebody. So you really do not know what the truth is. Now, someone is coming out to tell you this is what happened, and you're saying she's lying, saying it's her fault, saying, oh, he's the father of your child, so you cannot blame him. And you know what that made me realize is, you know, when we talk about things like this in Nigeria here, we try to feel like it's the Nigerian woman mentality. But so many things have happened over the years that I'm beginning to realize that most of these things we term Nigerian mentality is actually a human mentality thing. It's not exclusive to Nigerian women. It's not exclusive to black women. It's just how some people have decided to look at things. Your man cheated on you and you're so crazy and angry at the person allegedly, right, cheated on you with. You're saying, oh, he's the father of your child, so there's no problem. How does that even make sense for somebody at their own on their own level, you know? So I don't know how this is going to play out. I mean, Jordyn said this is not even part of keeping up with the Kardashians at all. So this is like a real life and it's happening. So I hope she can grow out of this and be happy.
Okay, all right, we'll talk more if Faye hasn't got a lot to say. What's your take on this whole story?
Well, first of all, I think the Kardashians are drama queens. I think they do all of these things just to stay in the news. I think most of these things are even staged, and that's my opinion. And secondly, I also feel like they try to build up on this, oh, we're superstars, when we get in relationship, we have relationship dramas, you know, they try to really emphasize on that to boost their viewership and all of that, because there's this with Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner going on right now.
The cheating scandal
as well. Yeah, the cheating scandal as well. So I think that's just a whole lot of thing going on with the Kardashians. I don't know if it's staged. I'm just saying that's my opinion. But I'm really not interested in all of this. But if Khloe is actually singing a new tune, then that's very, very commendable, because every woman should take a leaf out of a book that, look, once your husband is on the spotlight, this is an NBA star, an NBA superstar to be precise, and is in his prime at the moment. Obviously, he goes on tours, he goes to play games, and then women throw themselves at him.
But it's still no excuse.
No, it's not an excuse, but that's exactly what we're saying. Like, a man that wants to be held down will be held down, and a man that doesn't want to be held down won't be held down. So I think Tristan is not one of those that wants to be held down.
So he needs some self-control, basically.
But this is the same Tristan that she, according to stories and gist, that she got from somebody else while he was also dating.
That's the
and there's another story also that she dated her friend's man at some point.
In time.
So, you know,
it's karma. That's what Cardi B said, karma.
So she's trying to crucify Jordyn for things she has done and done over and over again. And this is just a proper case of me saying, just look into the mirror and see yourself.
Yeah, I think Cardi B summed it all up. Karma. But I don't know if Ife has one final thought or last word before we round up.
Drama queens.
Drama queens. Okay, all right. With all of these, you are now up to date on the biggest entertainment stories this morning, but we're back later this afternoon. But if you wish to comment on any aspect of our conversation today, you can do so by using the hashtag #TeaTime on social media, or you can tweet at us at +TV Africa. Until then, a big thank you to my colleagues in the studio, Elsie and Ife, the entire production team as well. Not forgetting our group of stylists, Kudi's Empire and Elsie's Slay. I'm Takumbo Tiwa. Thanking you for watching. Good morning.